And look at that. We're under a Blood Moon Horde. We got a bunch of zombies here. Look at all these fools that are sort of standing around while trying to swim, actually. And yeah, we've beaten the game. We've literally beaten the game. And, you know, as you can see, it's really red. and we're not really in any danger of dying. They're swimming around a little bit. Oh, they're just doing their yoga poses here. And they're making some growling noises. This is how you cheese the Blood Moon Horde AI using the simple trick of, well, water. Water, the life-giving thing that we all need, can actually save us from the Blood Moon Horde as well. I mean, isn't that awesome? That definitely warrants a screenshot. So yeah, we have them just floating around here, and we're pretty safe. I've detached the camera so you can actually see this because I'm not here. Where am I? I'm actually down there, and they are up here, and we are actually in the water. And that's what makes it crazy because, well, they're not going to get to me. They have no way of getting to me. It's totally crazy. Oh, doesn't this just warrant a like on the video? I mean, come on, make sure you like that video and subscribe as well. I'm going to show you what I've done, and I'm going to talk you through it. So friends, how do we accomplish this cheesing of the zombie horde AI? Well, there have been a lot of different ways, but as you saw just now, some actually involve water, and that's something that I found out when I was making my fairly recent video of having an underwater zombie shredder, and I ran into so many issues when it came to that damn zombie AI. So one of the things that I came up when I was actually editing the Horde Night was that there's actually a really good way of cheesing the zombie Blood Moon Hordes when using water. So we're gonna do that, and it's actually fairly simple. It's something that will probably work pretty much all of the game because it doesn't require a lot of changes in order to be effective. Or rather, it doesn't require a lot of upkeep in order to be effective. So we're going to stand here. We have a body of water here. It's we're not going to go swimming into it, but we're going to be nearby because we need a way down. And I'm going to do this obviously using the dev mode items such as this one, because it would take forever if I have to do all the digging manually. But obviously you can dig it yourself. It actually doesn't take that long if you have some reasonable equipment. We're now at elevation 61, so we're going to go down a bunch here. And yes, I'm straining my legs. All right, we're now at 61. That's 30 down. The deeper you go, the better it is, obviously, because it gives you a lot more time later on. And you'll see why that matters. Let's do that. We're about 50 down. And now we're going to aim. So we are aiming actually due north. We're going to make too high. We need a walkway. And normally you would just, take your pick to this. Did I? No, I did. We're going to take our pick here. And we're going to just make our way in here. Reasonably straight. And we're going to bring ourselves about 50 meters from shore. You don't want to be too close. You don't want to be too far. So now we're about, let's see. And this is where we are, obviously. And this is where my cursor is. So now we're about 25, something like that. So we're going to keep going a little bit. Now this is a corridor that you can sort of, you can make it much straighter if you want to. Make sure you have proper concrete. Let's see here. Now we are 50. This should be probably about right now. We're about 30, 35 blocks in. Being a little bit further in helps because it gives you again a bit more wiggle room. So something like that. Now we are about 40. So yeah, let's say we are about here. And well, of course we need to go back and we need to put our, so you go back, we'll put our ladders here because you need a way in and out. And you probably want to make sure that you have a hatch. Let's do like that, and then just put hatches, a hatch at the top, and we're going to obviously put the ladders all the way up. I'm using iron ladders. You can use wood if you really want to. Just, iron, it makes sure that things are going to be lasting. Come on, hurry up so we get all the way up. That part done. Now we have a hatch here as well. And our base is actually pretty much done. That's really all we need. So we're going to put this one so we can see where we go. And let's go down here. Here we go. Now, how long does it take to dig one of this? You can probably do it if you have at least iron tools. You can probably do this comfortably within 1 day of work, which means that, you know, it probably work as a, maybe not as the first day 7 horde, because you might not have iron tools when it comes to it, but beyond that, yeah, you probably should be able to. Let's do that. You see, we're out here, which is, you know, pretty all right, and we're gonna do this. Perfect. And obviously with the dev tools it's a lot easier. So what happens, and let me start the Blood Moon Horde actually while we're at it, because it's going to take them a little bit of time. So we're going to do this set time 7,000 and then 2158. We're going to make sure we have our brightness up as well. Let's bring the brightness all the way up, and I'm going to leave my body here. Out of body experience like that, so we can actually observe the zombies as they should be coming in here. Yes, now it's a little bit easier now because they are, a lot of them are going to hopefully be irradiated, so they show up a little bit better. See, they are still spawning. You see they're spawning. There should be 8 of them, and they should be heading for me. Now zombies that are swimming are actually fairly slow. They run a lot faster. The interesting is that you have the vultures, which are actually they're flying in the water. So this is basically right above where I am. If you can't quite see me here. Oh no, I'm upside down. This is where I am, right? See that? I am literally right above. And well, we are sort of done. I mean, it's nothing is really happening. and this is why this is so crazy. So we're going to take one of this, a little bit of light here, just so we can sort of light up where the zombies are standing around. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's I don't know what to say. It's done. We are done. We've cheesed the Blood Moon Zombie Horde without anything happening. Now there are some things that can happen. This is the best case scenario. Usually, I believe happens when they are in a straight area. If you look here, it's basically straight flat. They're not on the slope. If you're a little bit closer to the slope, and we're going to do that. Let's see if I can do that, and I'm going to get out of the collision. I'm going to move a little bit. No, I'm going to move up the slopes. You see, I'm actually moving below here, and they are following because they're trying to go so that they're straight above me. So I'm going to be, come on, something like that. Hold on, and you'll notice now they are slightly on the slope, and they're bashing some things. While they were just out here, they weren't bashing, but now when they're on the slope, they started doing some bashing. So I'm going to speed this up because this is going to take quite a lot of time otherwise. Now they are doing some bashing against each other, but they could also start bashing the ground. If you notice, there's a little bit of a hole there, because as they're bashing, they're also ending up destroying a little bit of the ground below. You see, now they're one part of the ground was destroyed. You see here, they're digging down, and the first direction might be, hey, you lied to us. If they are digging here, then obviously they will be simply digging, and eventually they'll reach down to you and they're gonna kill you. And you might think so. That's not necessarily how it happens. So I'm gonna give them a little bit of while here to just dig down, because I'm gonna show you the next step if this happens. So I've gotten in a new group of people here, and you'll see that they are back to the same location as the other group was. And they are trying to dig a little bit because they can't all fit in the hole. But once they get down, normally, well, it's flat or flat enough. So they decide that, hey, I'm above the player, and Yeah, no, I don't want to do anything. Some of the ones outside, I mean, obviously he can't get into the pit, so he's still trying to dig. But the rest of them, they're fairly happy with what they're doing. So let me move a little bit again. I've moved up a little bit on the slope, and nothing happens because they're sort of stuck. And that's another thing. So if let's see, if I go further out, I'm now around further out. And let's see if I can find myself as well. I am now... Where am I? Okay, let me move even further out. Let's back up here. And I'm going to go up. So you see I am roughly around here. Where are the zombies? Well, the zombies are still stuck over there. They can't get to me because they're stuck in the hole. Zombies actually don't seem to be very good at swimming upwards. So all of them are stuck here. They want to move that way to get to be over me, but they can't because they're stuck in the hole. And if you look at their pose, they're in the swimming pose. The water actually falls down and fills this whole area, so they are in this swimming pose, which means that they can't climb, they can't run, they can't do anything. They're trying to bash a little bit because they're still trying to get down into this area where he's on top of another zombie. I don't know if he actually takes damage from that, does he? Does he take damage from... Oh, he does. Some damage was taken. Yeah, I think they actually deal a little bit of damage on each other when they're doing that. See, he's taking a little bit of damage. But overall, even if I moved away, the zombies cannot follow. So even if they start digging down, even if they get into, and I had that when I was doing some testing, they actually started digging a little bit further down than this. Even if that happens, as soon as you moved away, they would stop digging because, well, they first want to get to the location where you are before they dig out. They want to get to above you, and if they can't get to you, they'll just stay in that very nice, relaxing, floating pose. It actually looks really good. I mean, I'm gonna take a screenshot here because that looks really good. I mean, it's really nice. But you see, this is how safe it is. Now we have fully cheesed the Blood Moon Horde AI using water because they're never going to get to us. And we can repeat this trick over and over again because the damage is minimal. And the next time, as long as you start at the same spot, they will go to here and then you move away and that's it. Everything is good. Or you just start further out where there's already a flat area and they'll probably just be standing there. This is probably not what the fun pimps are intending, but it's working really well. I don't know if they're going to be fixing it by Alpha 20 because they haven't been talking about really changing the AI or the water until Alpha maybe 21. So I think this is going to work. So what do you think of this trick? Is it crazy? Is water totally messed up? Would you ever use something like this? Let me in the comment section below. And of course, make sure you like this video because wasn't this cool? And I think we hit morning there actually. We actually hit morning. I wasn't even paying attention. But morning has come and the zombies are still stuck here.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.